Hi guys, so in the last video I was at the fish shop in Wallasey and I was talking about one of my best mates who's a breeder, and he's like one of the best breeders in the northwest of angels and other Peruvian fish. So in this week's video we're in his fish room. Right, this is Phil, he's one of my best mates and he can't stop breeding fish. So tell us about your problem, Phil. When did it start?
Hi, my problem started about 30 years ago. I've kept fish, all sorts of fish, for over 30 years, since I was a young man. I'm now 50th year here, so learned a lot over the time that I've kept them, from starting with cichlids, going into marine, and now back to cichlids again, but a variety of them really. Angelfish being the specialist ones. But
so last time I met you, you had this tank, Phil,
yeah.
And you had a couple of angels and a couple of discus, and then the next time I seen you, like, you had this fish room full of fish. So what went on? So
well, are you still filming there? Yeah. It's
so you started off with
the angelfish bred.
Yeah.
Produced, so I needed to get a second tank to grow on the young.
Yeah.
That was the second time they produced the spawn, because the first spawn I just left in. Did a bit of research on raising angelfish. So I bought a grow on tank, which is technically that tank there, like that one.
This
there,
one?
The small one with the geos in there.
Oh, this one. So
yeah,
now you've got.
I bought a tank that was either not that one or similar to that one. And grew on about 200 to 300 angelfish successfully
In this tank?
in that tank.
Wow.
To a degree. And then once he got to a certain size, I realised that they were too small to go into the main tank again.
Yeah.
So I bought the tank that's below it. The tank
this one?
below it is slightly bigger, twice as much volume.
Is this the
To grow on, that's a
dual Lido?
Dual Lido 120, yeah.
What are you using this for now? Is that you growing out?
I grow on, there's a few smoky angels in there, there's a couple of albino bristlenose plecos that are in there that I'm growing on, and then there's some datnoids.
The datnoids there, yeah.
Which I'm growing them on.
Wow.
As a project, not going to keep those datnoids myself.
They just grow ons, are they?
They're just grow ons then. I'm going to grow them on to about 6 inches, and then I've got a friend who wants them, but he can't have them until they're about 6 inches because his monster fish tank.
Oh, has he got monster fish?
Yeah, they'd be too small at that size.
So now we're on this tank, aren't we?
Yeah.
So tell me about this. What's got, because this tank supplies most of the northwest with angels, doesn't it?
This is technically, I don't breed in this tank. I grow on in this tank. I get them to a certain size in my smaller tanks, and then once they're a decent enough size to go in with the adults, I'll put them in here to grow on. I sometimes have twice as many fish in that tank that you can see now, depending on how many I'm breeding at any one time. And then what I'll do is I'll put that down to like a minimum amount of fish, and then I'll start breeding up again and filling this tank back up again.
Yeah.
So it's a constant sort of, like, you know, topping up and then selling them off, and then topping them up and selling them off again.
So we had use them, don't you, over here? These.
Yeah, I use these two tanks here. These are Aqua One 620Ts.
You love these tanks, don't you?
These are fantastic because they've got a great width, they've got great height for angels and discus, and they've got a fair bit of depth to them as well. So
these are your hangbacks, aren't they? The ones
140,
like.
yeah, there's some holdbacks I'm just growing on separate away from the rest of the fish. Just they're the ones I've identified with certain genetic traits which I probably want to pass on to some young. So yeah, so they're the ones I've identified as some that I wouldn't sell for all the tea in China.
These the ones, because you usually use these as grow out as breeders and then grow out.
That's right. Yeah, I've got some moving around to do. I'll probably shift these over to one of the other tanks and put a pair back in here to breed. But yeah, I generally use these two tanks to breed. The bottom one's got a big spawn from the last time I bred. The cone's still in there, funnily enough.
Yeah, I always do that.
I've only recently taken the parents out of there. They actually did spawn again on the cone, and freely allowed the babies to eat all the eggs.
You did?
The parents did. The parents actually laid the eggs to feed the young.
Wow.
It was quite interesting to see, really, because they didn't try and defend the eggs at all. I thought they might have attacked the young and tried to defend the eggs, but they laid the eggs purely to feed the babies that were in there, which was quite an interesting turn of events, really.
Yeah.
You'll have to excuse the algae on there, but what I do is I'll leave it really to naturalise. Although I do heavy water changes on this tank.
Yeah,
I'll only clean the front of the tank and allow the rest of the tank to have a really nice natural coat of that algae, because it harbours microorganisms that the babies will feed off.
Yeah, you can see them at the back now.
They peck away at it. It's a food source. It's you know.
Is that because that seems to be a trick. Everyone, like all the guys we go and see, seem to do a similar thing, don't they?
That's right.
I've noticed in a few of the setups. So
I don't particularly like to get too grubby, and I keep the front glass clean so I can see the angels' progression. I can see them developing. I mean, when you look in there and you see all those different colours. Such a diverse gene pool that the parents would come from, that you've got about 6 or 7 different varieties of angelfish in that tank.
Yeah.
Off one pair.
Off one pair. Where's that pair?
In here.
Is it in here?
This is the male here, and the female is the silver. There's just turned and come back there, facing this way. She's ready to go again, to be fair.
Yeah. They're literally identical.
They're just silvers, brother and sister, but their parents were Bulgarian lilac point, and the gold pearl scale that's in this tank somewhere. Where is he? I'll never find him when I'm looking for him. There he is, right there, right in the middle of the tank. He's the dad and granddad of everything.
Is he?
Yeah. Oh. See this pearl scale koi. He's the dad of that one as well. He was paired to a koi. They produced everything, all koi.
Yeah.
But there was only a couple of them came out pearl scale, full pearl scale. There's some of them who've got the blushing gene, which is partly pearl scale. But only kept two back for myself, just to produce more really in the future.
And them checkerboards.
Yeah. You
got them. They're chens, aren't they?
They're just recent purchases, really, just getting back into the discus. Yeah, I believe you've got one that's a Chen discus, and then the other one came from a different source. I've got about 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got six discus in here. You probably can only see.
There's a few at the back, isn't there?
Yeah, there's a few there at the back in the corner there.
You've been round here today.
A couple of blues, and there's the red Alanco there, I think.
Yeah.
And there's one that I don't even know the name of, but they're doing all right. They're very healthy, but they're very timid. So I think when you've got them in such a mix of cichlids with the Geophagus and the albino Cleptonicaras, which are stunning, they move too quickly, I think, and they spook the discus out a little bit. So the idea is really to shift these over to the 180.
You want them in here, don't you?
Yeah, they're going over into that tank.
This is the pair you've paired up to breed at the moment, isn't it? These.
Well, that pair there, they did produce a batch of eggs. I don't think he fertilised them though, because they all went white, which is unusual. I normally have a really good success rate in the fertility.
What's the thing?
So I think that pair might not be. He might not be the right male. I know I've produced off there before, but I'm not in any rush really to produce off them.
No.
I'm sure I'll get something off them soon enough. So I'm going to take them out of there, put them back in the main tank, and put the discus across into that tank.
Get them in here. See, that's a similar thing happened to me. I took them the angels off you, and I put them in, and the female started laying straight away. He said she's ready to go. Put it in, and he just didn't seem interested. Like, I had him a similar sized tank to this, and she'd lay on a pipe up here, and he'd just come up. He'd have one like pass, and then he'd come straight back, and that was it. He was done. Like, I know how it feels. That's pretty much describes me.
That's it, yeah.
So this is another. It's another grow tank, isn't it?
Yeah, that's another grow out tank. I actually bred those Geophagus were bred in that tank. I put the parents in there. They were in there alone.
Yeah.
And they spawned on the rock there that's in the centre of that tank. They spawned on that rock, and they were in that tank with the babies for probably about 2 months, and then I took the parents out and put them back in the main tank and let the babies come on by themselves. And to be fair, I've shifted about, there's about 300 of them have been sold. So that's the last of that batch, probably about 100 in there, along with a batch of angelfish which were about the same age as the Geophagus. So they seem to be coming on alright in there as well. There's a few in there that, again, very good quality angelfish. There's a few blues in there. There's a nice blue pearl scale in there, which I don't think you couldn't buy it off me if you offered me everything you've got.
Yeah, that your blacks have really come on since the last time I've seen them. For
Yeah.
like so deep in colour.
They're double darks.
Are they?
The parents of those blacks that are in there.
Yeah.
The reason I've kept those blacks separate from the rest of the black ones, there's a couple in here that are double darks.
Yeah.
That one's a double dark. That one there's a double dark here coming towards us.
Yeah.
Both parents were black. So
They're absolutely
when you put a
stunning.
black to a black, and in fact that one there has also got the blue gene in it.
Yeah, that's the depth. It's like a sheen. Like I don't
yeah.
think the camera's picking it up, but
That one will come on. That one's probably a keeper. That one.
like the whole back is jet black, and then like the stomach and the cheeks and stuff. It's like a deep royal blue almost, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
absolutely gorgeous.
Well, the Philippine blue gene is present in most of my fish.
Is it?
Yeah. If you breed pretty much any of these together, and you're going to get Philippine blues out of them, because within, unknown to me, a lot of my initial stock had the Philippine blue gene, which I wasn't aware of until I started crossing them back to it themselves, and then obviously they're producing the Philippine blues, which I've sold a lot of my Philippine blues on because they were very sought after.
Yeah.
So the platinums in that tank and the Philippine blues are going nowhere until they're of a decent size, and the same in this tank. Has got platinums and Philippine blues there, which
Down in the bottom tank.
yeah,
you don't know.
which I'll grow on to a decent size. I've already had inquiries for more platinums, I've had inquiries for more Philippine blues. So
Because you literally spend all day on your day off delivering people fish. Like,
yeah, I go
you're
around.
fishing all the shops around here. Like you can't. There's no foot in the door for angels on the Whittle, is there? Like you've got it all boxed.
Yeah. If people are after angelfish, then I'm generally the person they go to.
Yeah, definitely. Like
Because the quality's there. The people aren't buying fish off me and they're dead the next day.
yeah,
And I'd be horrified to hear that. If anyone ever bought fish off me and they had any issues with my fish, I would either replace the fish or offer them the money back, because I have had absolutely 100% feedback on every fish I've produced, everything I've sold, and if they have died, it's been because they haven't been kept right. The perimeters have gone wrong in the waters or something. But they're in great condition at the moment. I'm quite happy with what I've got in tanks.
and you ship them, don't you, nationally as well?
I have done, yeah.
You have done.
And I've got people who will ship them for me as well.
Yeah, but them these redhead tapajos, are they? These geos?
Yeah, that's the female, that one there in the picture, and the male's down there. Yeah.
Down here at the bottom.
Yeah.
How did you come about getting them? Because last time I seen you didn't have them, and then all of a sudden you were sending me footage of Geofry.
Yeah. Well, I was lucky enough to be in the right place at the right time. Really, a pair came up that weren't particularly for sale, but I did a deal with the guy who had them. He was happy to let me have them because he'd already had the reputation I had with the angelfish and producing quality angelfish. He said, I can't get them to breed, so I know that you'll be able to get these to breed. You take that pair off me, and when off your first spawn, give me 50 of their young, which I've done. So
Fulfilled your promise?
yeah, I fulfilled my promise. He took 50 of those when they got up to about an inch in size. The bombs in the bottom.
These ones?
So yeah, so I took a bag full of those.
So you've actually thinned this colony out and it's still like that?
That colony's been thinned out by about 300.
Wow.
There was possibly about 400 redhead tapos in there. Yeah.
And your next plan is the angels, the discus even?
Well, the next plan, yeah, try and produce some discus. I just love the fish. I love the discus, to be fair.
Yeah.
So I think with discus, you're measured on the ability to be able to keep them alive rather than breed them.
Yeah.
Now, if I can keep them healthy and keep them thriving and grow them on to the full size, if they breed for me, well, fantastic. But for me, discus are a fish which I'm more than happy just to keep alive. I think my next project is going to be the albino threadfin aquarists.
These ones?
Yeah. I think they're the fish that I really see myself being able to produce quite readily. I know the market for them is quite high.
Is it?
Yeah, people sort of really looking for them, and they're difficult to find. A lot of them in this country are imported, which nothing wrong with some imports. That you'll get some decent fish, but a lot of them come into the country with issues that you're going to just put issues into your tank. So it'd be nice to have some UK bred albino threadfin aquara.
Yeah, definitely. I always find I have the most success with fish that have been bred locally, like, because they're used to similar water. You put them straight in your tank and
yeah,
they're good to go usually. Whereas like I've ordered from abroad, got them, and no matter what I do, you just see them dwindling. Yeah. So
what I've done actually, the only fish really that's not native to the Amazon and that's in my tank here are the clown loaches.
yeah.
Enough. Everything else that's in my tank here.
Didn't you just kind of inherit them off someone?
I started with I bought 4 little when they were only very, very small. I did a deal with one of the shops that I supply Angelfish with, and he gave me about 10 clown loaches for a load of Angelfish.
Look at this one.
So I've sort of just collected a big collection of them, and to be fair, a lot of people ask me whether I part with them, and I love them. To be fair, they have a little bit of something different to the tank. They dart around and they act like clowns, and that's why they're called clown loaches.
I think what's up?
There's 4 of them just swimming in a sequence
school,
over there. They swim in
Oh.
sequences. They really shoal together. Sometimes you'll get there's about 10 or 11 of them in there, and they'll swim all together. One way, then the other, then the other.
Yeah.
So, and there's bristlenose plecos in there as well, different varieties. There's corries in there. There's about 6 different types of corrie in there.
I've seen a gold laser down there before.
The gold laser under that rock over there.
Oh yeah. Wow. Look at the laser on that. That's and just about all you can really see on the camera is the laser.
Yeah, very very bright. Yeah, some nice fish, mate.
Some other corries down there, isn't there?
Some bronze in there, and then some peppered, and then some peppered and bronze hybrids which is bred in there.
What's your next step, Phil? What you think's next?
Well, I've got a few Angelfish projects on the go. I'm going to
starting with these.
I'm going to start with those over there. There's a nice pearl scale Bulgarian seal point that's just in shop there. The Wi-Fi one, it's just come up on the right, the far right one.
This one?
Yeah, that one there. That's probably one of my better ones that I've produced at the moment. But I want to bring in the veil tail gene into that fish.
Yeah,
so
that's down the other end.
That's what I was doing there, because the fish that's in there now is that one's uncle.
Right.
So he's got the Bulgarian seal point gene.
And
he would pass that on through breeding with that female that's in there, with the veil tail.
Right.
So then you're going to get blacks and silvers off them, yeah? They produce blacks and silvers. So you'll take a black veil tail off there, that may well carry the Bulgarian seal point gene and put it back to this one over here. So that's the next step of that project, really.
Yeah.
Just to get the veil tail in with the Bulgarian seal point.
This one?
Yeah.
And then these are just growing out, aren't you? You said before.
Yeah, they're about 6 weeks old now at that size. They're 6 weeks. So, they're still on the baby brine shrimp. They're also on very fine flake. I crushed my own flake. I used to buy Hikari first bites, which was very good, but I've realised that it was a very expensive way to feed fish because you don't get a lot of food in it, whereas the flake that I used, it's not King British, I use Heron's. It's cichlid flake.
Right.
So it's actually produced mainly for cichlids. What I do is just get a pinch in my fingers, a small pinch there, and I crush that to the very fine dust onto the surface of the tank. on the water surface, and you wash them feed. You can feed these, like I say, 3-4 times a day if you're not working. So I'm constantly in here, just always putting a little bit of food in the tanks. But I'm also constantly cleaning the tanks out.
Yeah, you constantly changing water, aren't you? Sorry, Paul.
Yeah, it's alright. I'm just going to feed these Geophagus with the same stuff.
Let's have a
Even
look.
at this size.
Everyone wants a bit of fish feeding, don't they?
Even at this size, I'll put a little bit of dust in there, and then stand back, and it sort of goes into the water column, and as that goes into the water column, you'll see all those Geophagus burst, like they're all chasing it. They do the same when I'm putting the baby brine shrimp in, which I do in the morning, and in the evening I'll give them a load of baby brine shrimp to supplement this diet. The waters are kept at 30 degrees. People ask why are you keeping, why do your fish grow so quickly? And it's simply because I do keep my water. I'll show you with this one. 31.2 degrees Celsius. Right, a lot of people go, well, that's too hot, and you're going to, shorten the lifespan of your fish.
Yeah.
But at this stage, that temperature is ideal to grow on.
Yeah,
yeah. These live in the Amazon River, which is currently, if you look on the information online, it'll tell you that the Amazon River is currently flowing at 31 degrees Celsius.
Yeah.
So, and this is the time of year where these fish are breeding. They don't breed during the winter because it's too cold.
Yeah.
They have a breeding cycle. Obviously, I can either replicate that all year round if I want my fish to breed all year round. But what I will do is I'll drop the temperatures in the winter down to 27 just to keep them healthy, and then I'll open them again in the spring.
Yeah, I remember when we went to the auction, you had them down to 27, didn't you?
Yeah, I think now I've got back into my discus though. So that one's 30.7.
Yeah, that's a bit. Look at that water, we're staying up there, like just growing it for fun. I can't get it to.
Yeah,
it just seems to melt in my tank.
I leave it on the filter outlets, the FX4 filter outlet there, and it's grown on the wood there as well. I've got the trickle filter from the other 2 canisters down there that trickles through that.
You've got them there, haven't you? It's like...
Yeah, it's multi filtered, this water. That's why it's such a good quality. People say it's over filtered. Well, I don't think you can over filter your fish tanks.
No.
Technically it's filtered through that tank as well, because it's pumped into that tank, which has got an internal filter and a sponge filter on it.
This one on a timer, isn't it? And
yeah, that's on a timer. That's just gone off now, so it tops it up to that level there, and then the water level siphoned back out into the main tank. But while it's in that tank there, it's going through the internal filter, and it's got a sponge filter there for fine particle. So technically speaking, this is a sump.
Yeah.
That's how a sump would work. Look at that. That is a sunset. A blushing sunset Bulgarian seal point.
Wow.
So it's a yellow fish with black fins.
That's awesome, though, isn't it?
Well, you won't see another one.
No, definitely not. I've never seen one before.
No. It's a blushing sunset Bulgarian seal point.
Huh?
Like an egg. It reminds me of an egg. Really.
Does it?
That yellow.
Yeah.
It's weird.
I wouldn't say that the camera picture up as well as it looks.
No.
It's like an egg yellow, isn't it?
It is yellow, yeah. Very yellow. But the whole body is yellow. It's not just the head.
No. Well,
I
suppose you can see it on camera.
I don't know whether you can see the pearl scale on that one.
On this one?
The one with the Wi-Fi, yeah.
Well, you won't let me look.
Yeah, it won't go sideways. Oh, he's just got off. To the back. Hide behind the plants. Hide behind the plants.
There you go. Yeah, it was a good shot, that, I think.
Yeah. I'm probably waiting for some food. I'll put a little bit of this in. This is again a micro pellet from herons. All the fish food I use is from herons online. It's the best stuff.
Yeah, I use herons, to be honest.
A lot of the people do, but it doesn't pollute the water. You don't seem to get any bad effect, and any food that sinks to the bottom, they just pick it up later. I don't overfeed. I only put a little tiny amount in at any one time. That tank's not overstocked. It's only got the cream of the crop in there. I think there's 7 angels in there.
I've noticed every tank you feed it. Well, every time I've been here, it just about gets to the bottom, and then the last few bits are picked up, and that's it.
Yeah. Well, this tank here is the best one for that, because
I think you could feed this tank as much as you want.
I could put sort of a really good amount in here, probably about a teaspoonful, hang it in there. And it doesn't, that one will not hit the bottom of the tank. That food will not come down. You know, even if the ones that do hit the bottom of the tank, if any do, the corries, the clown loaches,
yeah, you can see them there, getting ready.
They'll peck it off as well. So you know, the corries are all dancing around for it. You know, I can feed this tank every hour, and it would, you know, obviously the more you feed, the more you've got to do the filter cleaning, the water changes, because whatever you put in, you've got to take out.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're active. They're always active, and they're always looking for food. I use this micro pellet on the babies as well down here. These grow-ons. These are big enough now to take the micro pellet. I also crush a bit of flake into this one. But again, you know, very rarely does any food hit the floor. The sand. I mean, Geophagus are supposed to be sand sifters. They do sift through the sand, but there's no food in it because it doesn't get a chance to hit it. they literally just dug off. Ah, there's one of the plecos there. It's just in it. It's just down by the filter. I think that's one of the web mousers.
They're the same. Wow, yours massive compared to
Oh yeah, they're grown up. I think the temperature of the tank and everything else they do.
Yeah, mine are.
The gold bristle nose is actually underneath that. I can see the tail wagging. Man, I've eggs under there, you know, under that rock.
Yeah.
The tail going, it's definitely fanning something.
Definitely, yeah, you can see it.
Yeah.
It's that Java moss, it's fanning all over the gaff.
Yeah, that's Java moss. I grow that in the molly tank, and then I take a load of that. Yeah, the mollies, they're thriving, breed for fun.
I think every breeder wants a tank of live bearers, and then they make an excuse for why they've got them, but like everyone's got them.
For me, I had a spare tank. It was too small to do anything with, although saying that I do grow on in this tank. I bought a few mollies, and it was a challenge, to be fair. Because the first lot of mollies I bought, I couldn't even keep it alive. I found that they were imported ones and they came with parasites and everything, so they died off. Eventually I found a source for a decent strain of molly that stayed alive for me. Not only did they stay alive, they bred like wildfire. So these are not kept in brackish water. People say, oh, you have to keep black mollies in brackish water. This is not brackish, it's fresh as a daisy.
Our water's quite soft, isn't it?
Yeah.
Compared to other people's.
So that strain of molly, and to be fair, a lot of people have said the same thing. They've bought mollies from pet shops, various pet shops or aquatic stores, and they struggle to keep them alive. They won't stay alive. Well, this strain of molly, they love our tap water. That is unfiltered tap water. Absolutely, they go straight in there. I put a little bit of dechlorinator in, but very rarely do I have to do a water change on it. I just clean that filter, that sponge that's on there, clean that out every couple of days, give it a rinse. I actually rinse it under the tap. I know there's controversy there that you rinse your filter under the tap.
That's going to
kill all the bacteria. Well, that's a load of rubbish, because there's no way in the world you're going to, unless you're just washing it with some soap, you're not going to kill all the bacteria, are you?
No, I do it. I've done it for years.
So I rinse that out under the tap. It's never, and the mollies are thriving. I do rinse all the filter media that's in here. In the FX store and in the other this canister, and those canisters down there,
down the bottom,
and the internal filters that I've got in. I clean those out in tank water. I don't put those under the tap. I've got an internal filter in there, and obviously the internal filter that's in that as well.
In this one.
Yeah.
And that one as well.
Yeah, I've got internal filters in all the tanks, but I also am very regimental with my water changes. I do a 50% water change on all the tanks. I use this water from the main body to top up the tanks. So this water...
change... I remember you changing, you're dropping all the water halfway on all the tanks.
Yeah.
And then using this water to fill them up, and then you...
Top this one up with fresh water with the chlorinator, the AquaSafe, and I use the Medifin pond medication.
Yeah, you swear by that stuff,
well, it says there it's a multi-purpose remedy against most common diseases, also for the prevention of disinfection. Yeah. So that's designed for pond fish, but when you read the
the ingredients into that and compare it to the tropical one, it's exactly the same stuff. It's
Yeah.
just that I buy the pond one because it's cheaper to buy that than the one that's half that size.
Because you've got
price.
a couple of
Because it's
thousand
tropical.
fish in here at any one time, though, haven't you, usually?
Yeah, well, I don't overuse it.
Right.
Every time I do a 50% water change, which is once a week, I will put 10 ml of the Medifin in, and I put, I think it's 35 ml of the Aquasafe for if I do a 50% on this. So it turns the water blue for about 10 minutes, and then the filters just take the blue colour out, or it disperses throughout the water column, and the blue tinge goes off it.
Right.